All right, the Warriors played their second preseason game of this new season. Got the victory, 118 to 116 over the Denver Nuggets. It's preseason, but I think a lot of people overlook the preseason in basketball, and I think although it is the preseason and none of this matters, the rosters in basketball are so small that preseason can actually be accurate to the actual play. And I don't think it entirely is, but I think it definitely has some effect on it. And the Warriors, are looking pretty strong with their depth. They're looking good with their three-point shooting, and they're looking good with their defense. And I think that's been important. With that being said, though, Curry usually gets 40 minutes in a regular season game. He only got 15 today, so not really super accurate. But the Warriors did win, and now they're 2-0 on the preseason. Their leading scorer tonight was Jordan Poole once again, and I think that's great. This guy is proving to be like a prominent player in this lineup. I say give him as many minutes as he's going to play good in, and tonight he did good in 23 minutes, and he also had the most minutes of any player. Otto Porter Jr. came off the bench with 15 points, which is good. Bielitsa, newly acquired, also came off the bench, and he scored 13. Curry had 14, obviously 17 from Poole was the most. Wiggins only had 4, but enough to win, which was just the most important thing. For the Nuggets, Jokic didn't really play much. Obviously he's in that same category as Curry being like the best player, and he didn't play much either. So it's not really accurate, but their leading scorer was still Jokic despite not much playing time. He had 17 points, so that matched Jordan Poole. But yeah, both teams were pretty equal. The score reflected that too. It was 118 to 116. And the shooting was pretty identical in all aspects. The Warriors had slightly better three-point shooting. Defense was pretty good, though. The Warriors passing looked good. All I'm thinking is like just being able to win by more of a margin. But it is preseason, like I've said a million times by now. Like, it doesn't matter. We're going to fix these things. I think now, though, it's just finding like these alphas that are going to emerge as starting role players in the regular season. I think Jordan Poole is the type of guy that needs to be given more consideration, especially, after Klay Thompson returns, right, which we're hoping will be sooner rather than later. I think Jordan Poole, despite, obviously not being where Thompson is in that level of experience, I think, he's a guy that can learn from him and possibly play with him at certain moments. And I think the Warriors starting lineups this year are going to be very interesting to see how they work these guys like Otto Porter and the two rookies, right, Moody and Kuminga, and into the lineup. Speaking of them, Moody got 6 points. Kuminga only got 3, but they barely played. And I think that's just due to their youth. They don't want to tire them out. Overusing rookies, we've seen what's happened to that. LaMelo Ball got hurt last year. James Wiseman got hurt last year. These guys are fragile. I think they're going to play them more when the season goes on. But right now, it's really about improving the defense and giving the veterans a chance while also giving not necessarily veterans, but guys that are, able to perform well at a medium age or young age, but, a couple of years experience like Jordan Poole or Juan Toscano, even though Juan Toscano didn't, he came off the bench as well. But I think Jordan Poole is a good example of a guy that is still learning. Obviously, he's only been in the NBA a couple of years. He's still learning, but he has so much room the sky's really the limit for Jordan Poole. Just seeing a 30-point game and a 17-point game back-to-back is, although it's preseason, that is something you have to be excited about. And the Warriors look good against the Nuggets tonight, especially in that fourth quarter. I thought they might lose in that fourth quarter because, it was close. But then the Warriors, they outscored Denver by 7 in that period, which ultimately won them the game. So, yeah, with that, the Warriors moved to 2-0 in the preseason. This was the home preseason opener as well. So, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And, yeah, go Warriors.